What were the isolationists' role in the Treaty of Versailles? Well, the isolationists wanted to keep the United States out of foreign affairs, and a big part of the Treaty of Versailles was the League of Nations, and this is like it's like the pre-version of the UN, where different countries come together to just like negotiate rather than fight for war. And the isolationists didn't want the U.S. to join the League of Nations because then it'll undermine the Congress. It might drag the U.S. into war, which is something that Congress originally had power over. Like it was before, like it's the Congress's job to declare war for the United States. But if the United States was in the League of Nations, then it would get dragged into war without Congress approving it, because there'd be other nations that will have this kind of like alliance type of factor to it, where like if there's gonna be an issue in the League of Nations, and then like I don't know exactly how it works, but it might kind of be like the alliance system that happened before World War I, where like if some country like gets into like if some country gets like declares war on another country that's like acting up, then people in the League of Nations have to follow suit to like tame the country in a way, and that would prevent that would make the U.S. enter into the war without Congress's approval. So that's why the isolationists didn't want to ratify the Treaty of Versailles, and some of these were Senator Lodge and Bora and Johnson, and the only reason why I remember that is because Senator Lodge kind of lodged lodged something to like stop lodge like I wrote it down here, but like he lodged a let's see, I think it's like Senator Lodge lodged a hole no lodged a Senator Bora hole inside Wilson's plan to get the U.S. into the League of Nations. Senator Lodge lodged a obstacle, some sort of obstacle in Wilson's plan to get into the Treaty of Versailles, and Johnson's just there. So, and this ended up having the U.S. not be in the League of Nations because the Senate failed to ratify it. So this is a pretty long one. What it said was that it didn't want the U.S. mingling in international affairs. They'll be afraid that the U.S. would be dragged into wars without Congress's approval if they enter the League of Nations, and it's led by Senator Lodge, Bora, and Johnson. So it's kind of like place the lodge. So you can remember Senator Lodge by how he placed the lodge in U.S.'s entry into the League, and Senator Bora a hole into U.S.'s plan to enter the League.